It can be really overwhelming growing an audience in the social media space. I know exactly what it's like. I know what it's like to open the app and think to yourself, right, I need to post something, and then, nothing's coming up. Or worse, everything is actually coming up all at once, and it's really loud and it's really overwhelming. And you close the app down and you just say, you know what, I'm not able for it today, I'll do it tomorrow instead. You have years of knowledge sitting inside you. You have lived experience. You've got lessons learned, expertise that other people would genuinely benefit from hearing. And yet, the cursor's blinking as you're trying to figure out what it is that you should write. Who would even care what I have to say? Is the voice that's coming up in your head lying to you? And today we're going to prove it. Here's what's really going on. Your brain isn't empty of good content. Your brain is completely and utterly overloaded. When you sit down to create content, every single thing you know tries to show up at the same time. Every lesson, every story, every piece of advice you've ever given to someone in real life that made them say, oh my God, I really needed to hear that today. And all of it comes flooding in at once. And instead of sharing one small, genuinely useful thing, your brain tells you it needs to be perfect, insightful, polished, and impressive and useful all at once. And that's a lot of pressure. That pressure is not a sign that you've nothing to say, nothing good to say. It's a sign that you've too much to say and you've no system for sorting it. Here's often what happens next. The scrolling starts. You find yourself looking at other women in your space, women who post confidently online. They seem to have found their voice. They show up consistently without appearing to, it doesn't make them break a sweat. And comparison creeps in for you. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's super loud. Maybe they're just better than I am at this. Maybe I don't have anything original to offer. Maybe this just isn't for me. But here's what you're not seeing when you're looking at someone at those accounts. You're seeing the middle of their journey, not the beginning. Every single account that you admire right now, those confident ones, those consistent ones, the ones who make it look effortless, who make it look easy, they all started somewhere messy. Awkward early videos. Oh my goodness, the awkwardness. Posts that got no likes, captions that they cringed at, visuals and videos of themselves that they needed to hide their phone under a bed and be at the opposite side of the house so that they could be as far away as possible from it. They cringed so much. The difference between them and where you are right now is not talent or expertise. It's not some innate gift for content that you were born without. It's simply that they have already started and they kept going, and that is available for you too. It's completely and entirely available for you. So let's talk about the scrolling piece here, because scrolling gets a really bad rep when it's not done with intention, and it doesn't actually have to be the enemy here. The problem isn't that you scroll. The problem is that you scroll without a strategy. You drift from account to account, absorbing other people's overconfidence, and you leave feeling worse about yourself than where you started. But what if you used the scrolling with a strategy, with an intention to do valid research that's going to support you to move forward? So here is a simple exercise and something that I have implemented time and time again over the years. Set a timer for 20 minutes. Choose just 2 accounts in your niche only 2, and you already know who they are. You don't need to go find them. 2 accounts that you know right now that genuinely inspire you. Accounts where you think, yes, this is the kind of content that I'd love to create. And then scroll with a notebook beside you. Write down what you notice, what type of posts stop you mid-scroll. Why do they work? Is it their honesty, their relatability, their simplicity? Is it the way they explain something complicated in a way that makes it click for you? And notice the format of the content. Are you drawn to short videos? Are you drawn to people talking to camera? Are you drawn to carousel written posts? Are you drawn to behind the scene moments that you'll see inside people's stories? You're not looking for content to copy here. You're looking for clues. You're looking for clues about the kind of content that feels right for you. So there's one rule here, and this part matters. When the timer ends, that timer that you set for 20 minutes, when it ends, you stop. You close the app and you step away. Because without that boundary, your research slides very quickly into procrastination. And procrastination is just comparison wearing a more decorative, productive disguise. 20 minutes is what you set for yourself. That's all. So when the timer goes off, you can set a new one. And you can set a timer for just 5 minutes this time. Open your notebook and ask yourself one question. What did I just see that I could apply in my own way, with my own experience for my own audience? Not copy, apply. Maybe someone explained a concept that you know very well, but maybe you'd explain it slightly differently. Maybe a story that they told reminded you of something that happened to you in the past. Maybe a format or a text font that they used felt like something that you'd actually enjoy trying out. That's your next piece of content right there. So here's the permission slip that you've been waiting for. You don't need to share everything you know. The most powerful content is always the smallest. Bite size, one idea, one lesson, one moment of honesty that makes someone feel less alone. Something that helps her see her situation just slightly differently than she did 5 minutes ago. And that's enough. That is really genuinely enough. So the next time that voice shows up and says, I have nothing to say, I want you to remember this. The knowledge is in there. The experience is in there. The stories that will make someone feel seen, they are also in there. They just need a little structure in order to come out. So 20 minutes of intentional research, 5 minutes of reflection, one small idea, shared honestly. You don't need to start perfectly. You just need to start. And the women on the other side of that post, well, your ideal client, she's waiting for exactly what only you, in your way, can say.